So, welcome back to Minecraft. And you may be asking yourself, Thomas, what are you doing outside of a lava pit? It has apparently been requested of me that it would be very funny if I were to jump into lava. So, that's for you. But in other news, get my HUD back up. I spent all of my levels and got resources and things. This fishing rod in particular. This fishing rod in particular is what I spent most of my levels on. I tried making one of my own. It got decent. I had Unbreaking and Luck of the Sea, but I wanted lure. I bought the mending book, and while I was fishing with it, I fished up another fishing rod, and that fishing rod had lure 3 and Curse of Vanishing. And I'm like, what does a Curse of Vanishing matter? Because I'm not going to take a fishing pole out into the wild with me and die. I'm only going to use it right around the house. So, but for whatever reason, and I don't know if it's because curses are just inherently expensive, it was 17 levels to put those two things together. The bee says I need to go to bed. It was 17 levels. And one of the other things that happened was while I was leveling villagers in between my resource gathering, I wanted to see if any of them would actually sell a fishing rod enchantment book of some kind. Not a lot good happened. I think I did get a villager that will sell Fire Protection 4 for pretty cheap, so if ever I need that, it's right around the corner. But one of them did sell an Aqua Affinity book. An Aqua Infinity book for 1 emerald. So, kind of feel like my gear is as good as it can possibly be for what I want it to do. I mean, I could get Frostwalker if I want to run around on ice. I could get Thorns, but my opinion on Thorns is it can get in the way of some things that you actually want to save. You know, there's Blast Protection and various other situational things. Fire Protection, obviously, if I go to the Nether. I am kind of actually thinking about enchanting a one of the gold chest plates that I've been scavenging up with Fire Protection for when I go into the Nether. But really, there are more things in the Nether that will just kill you with regular damage, like piglins and hoglins and zombie piglins and nether skeletons, the wither skeletons, regular skeletons, even Blazeman's punches. All of those things just do regular damage. Things that do fire damage, fire, magma cubes, not the mobs. I actually don't know if they do fire damage or if they do regular damage. So either add one to the regular damage or take one away and add it to fire. But fire, the magma blocks, lava, which there is a fair bit of, blazemen, and then ghasts will actually blow you up. But aside from that, you know, if you just stay away from the lava, what do you need fire protection for? I haven't made up my mind yet. But I did go to the Nether, and I spent some time there getting resources. I've been chopping down these trees and replanting them and chopping them and replanting them. But I went and I got some quartz. This is a tree chest, and this is another resource chest. So I decided, in all of my musings and goings abouts and revisiting old worlds and whatnot, that I want to build my house right here in this spot. So I'm going to tear these two things down and salvage these flowers and build my house overlooking the ocean. And I don't want to build a castle because a castle is a little bit much. They look awesome. In fact, I do still kind of want to build a castle over there, but for my needs, a smaller house will work just fine. Let me keep all my stuff in a nice organized way, and I won't have to run around and do a bunch of different things, and it'll put me close to the village and a little bit more easily expand the walls around the village, stuff like that. So I want to do a house. And the house that I am most proud of in all of my Minecraft career is something that I did a few years ago on one of my realms. You can see here, it was actually sort of a paid build project. I was going to sell it to a player for diamonds that wouldn't really go to me. They'd just go to sort of a community pool. So most of the things that were built in this house were gathered in creative. There's no way that I had that much lapis, and there's no way I have that much lapis in this world. But I was really proud of the design and how I laid it out. It was completely empty inside because no one moved in and put their stuff there, but it was a pretty cool house. So I wanted to try and build something similar. I haven't decided on whether or not I want to use quartz or not, but one of the things that I did use, or make, one of the things I did make was a bunch of white concrete powder and blue concrete powder with all the sand and gravel that I've mined up from under there. So my tentative plan is to build a house similar to the one that I made on my realm out here on this little peninsula. Peninsula is probably the wrong word for it. This little outcropping, this overlook, makeout point. But one way or the other, that is going to require a little bit of terraforming. I don't really feel like breaking down those buildings by hand. So I'm going to use nature's best deterrent. Fire. I won't take care of everything, but, you know, just kind of start it up. Walk away. Walk away. Come back to it later. Ouch. Don't play with fire, kids. Or that oddly mangled tree. Oh no, think of all the wood you could be saving. I don't care. Have you not seen the chest full of dark oak that I made? There we go. We'll just come back to that later. The next thing I'm gonna need to do is turn this concrete into actual blocks. Right now it's powder. Powder does that. Like gravel and sand, which makes sense because you make it out of gravel and sand. It looks kind of interesting. Sort of like a mix between wool and sand. I wouldn't mind something with some textures like that to build out of, because concrete can be a little bit samey. Also, I am cooking a bunch of stone. So that's what this whole thing is. Hopper system. Hoppers suck cobblestone, coal, keep feeding it into the furnace, filling it up with regular stone to do whatever I need to do with later. But the way you turn, in case you didn't know, regular concrete into, or turn the powder into regular concrete is by adding water. So that's kind of what I plan to do. But rather than just throw a bunch down in the ocean, I'm going to improvise. Okay. It's a hull full. What you just do is add water. And that's what you get. Nice, solid concrete blocks. So just kind of throw water down along the way. And run a little lap. And there we got it. Nice little strip of concrete. Wish it was that easy in real life. And I'm gonna do that a few more times. And do this a few more times. It's exciting. And there we go. Quite a nice little chunk of blue and white concrete. The white kind of looks a little bit more like an off gray, but that might just be lighting. So now let's go see what the fire did. I do have all this quartz here, but I don't know if that would make enough blocks. Like one of those is 16 blocks, so need a lot more quartz yet. Pretty good, pretty good. I don't know if doors actually burn. There we go. That's all the demo work. Now I get to do some landscaping. And I think I'm going to bring this whole hill down a little bit. Not sure how much. Maybe just the one level, so it's flush with that. But time to get out that spade. It's kind of a satisfying little. You watching me chop down villager houses, coming to inspect the ruins. There we'd mostly go. Gonna throw those down to break up the dirt path, grass path, since we don't need that anymore. Now I just kind of need to throw out some rough placements. It's very possible that I'm going to need more. I'm almost sure of it. I'm gonna need more concrete. I'm not sure how I want to handle the edges here. I don't want it to be right up against the edge. That kind of means that this grass path would walk right up into the house, up against the wall. So I should probably like build a wall of my own right here to keep the unruly neighbors out. So that right there would kind of be centered. And that's 8 blocks wide right there. Counting those two where I'd put doors. So that right there is an 8 by 22 footprint. Kind of like it. I'm not remembering for sure what the dimensions of my other house was. But I'm not super happy with this part right here. I might knock that house out actually and kind of build a something that looks like a retaining wall down there. So I'm also not super happy about this whole deal right there, but I don't know. Got my foreman here doing heavy lifting with me. So going off my reference picture here, my other house that I built was 10 wide. Wrong end. That. I don't remember for sure how long it is, and without going back to that world, I wouldn't be able to know for sure, but we're gonna start with 10. I'll have to do some filling in right there. Yeah, I mean, look at all this nice space right here. I think I'll knock that house out because I want the 10. You know, as I think about it, let's just have a little tour of this old house that I built, which was mostly in creative. And I was gonna sell it to some player, but nobody wanted it, but me. And I couldn't afford it. I couldn't afford what I built. Here, as you saw, kind of bare bones on the inside. I did come in with the next snapshot and took out the lapis floor and replaced it with concrete to see what it'd look like. But I kind of thought this would get filled in by whoever bought it, but nobody wanted it, like I say. So it's just kind of there. But I like what I did with the stairs to get to up to the top floor. And just to stop mobs from spawning in here, I filled it full of glowstone. Which doesn't look the best, but that's what you had to work with. I wouldn't mind making it a little bit shorter. Just need to make sure to keep the dimensions for these window panes. So something like 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So that would be 1, 2 long there. It wouldn't have quite the same design, but if I shorten it down by 1, I had a 3-pane window in the middle of the other house, but yeah. Different world. Do it a little bit differently. Alright, I have a few different style choices I feel like making. Okay, so there's the footprint that I'm going to be working with. 30 minutes later. I do think, though, that I actually want to move this over one, because I have the window eaves. Toil of an artist. Okay, so there we go. Now there's not a lot of space on either side, but after I go and throw out some walls, I guess. Don't lose those. Those are kind of precious right now. After I extend the dirt out a little bit, thinking of some stylish sort of foundations that I could do there. But it'll look nice. I'm going to go actually move a bed over here so I don't have to keep running back and forth every time I need to sleep. Okay. So messed around with it a bit. Counted out the window spaces just the way to where they're nice and symmetrical. It's going to be a little bit shorter than the other one, I think. But, you know, I'm not trying to sell some big gaudy house to someone. This is my Minecraft. So we'll just use what we got. Don't need nearly as much space. This is already going to be kind of a big house. But like I say, that's the framework. I'm probably going to do a lot of changing things as I build it and tear things out, put other things in. Like I'm going to build it solid right now and cut the windows out later. Just kind of leave some door frames in. But the whole upper story, it's supposed to be 6 blocks. The ceiling is 6 blocks up. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will be the ceiling. And the next level in the style of house, I don't know what the actual style is in real life architecture, comes out 1 level. It's kind of thematic of the old English, commoners' houses and whatnot. So it's going to look a little bit something like this. I am sure I'm going to need more concrete. I only got 2 stacks of the white left. I'm not going to need nearly as much blue as I thought. I need a lot more white. There you go. Yep. I already know I don't want the corners to be white concrete. I have a different plan in mind with them. But that's kind of the start of it. I have a window there. And another window there. There. And one. Those are expensive. I need those. And one there. There we go. I don't know. Concrete. I don't like all lapis for the blue because, like I say, it looks a little bit gaudy. But I do prefer quartz instead of the white because this is very flat. There's not a lot of texture to it. It's almost too 8-bit. I don't know. I'm gonna raise some walls. Oh, out of concrete just like that. Out of white concrete. So in the interest, actually have, using my reference picture there, I had the windows 3 tall. But in the interest of saving some concrete, as much as I'm going to immediately have to go out and do more gathering anyways, cut the windows out now. 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2. Okay. And I think I also had, can't see it an awful lot. I'll have to play around with it. But I think I had it cut out for just a little pane of glass above the doorway. There you go. Starting to take shape. Well, one of the other things, I was saying I wanted to do a few things differently. When I first built that house, stripped logs were not a thing. What I want to try doing, not sure I like it because of the placement of that window. That side looks fine. This one I might have to do some changes to. What I want to do, build up some logs like that. Thank you, feather falling. And then strip up. Don't pay attention to this side. That needs work. Let's throw some blue concrete here just to kind of finish out the... Yeah, just to give us a little bit more of what it would look like. Yes. Concrete's recyclable. Something kind of like that. I like the look of it. Yeah. I'm gonna do that. Which means I need to think about what to do differently here. Actually, that's a pretty easy fix. Because as I look once again at my reference picture, I did not have a too thick gap between the front windows. I had one cobblestone fence that went right there, which means it is super simple to just shift these over one and enact my plan as I intended. Wait a second. I did some math wrong. So I like that right there. I think the spacing works pretty well. But it's either I cut out this side, this whole side, or I add an extra side here. I decided to move it over one. That way. We'll have some play around the door. Yeah, it's taken shape. Next thing that I want to do, put in a floor. One of these over this way and make some planks. Do what I know so well. Okay. So it's coming together. Put some doors in the front. Got a nice hardwood floor. Evened out that side to match that side. I don't know if you saw that and it was bothering you. I'm sorry. I got around to it. Don't know why Minecraft suddenly decided to minimize itself. Does that every so often. But yeah, you know, I'm liking it. I got my bodyguard. Need to think of a good name for this guy. He's probably gonna die in the next zombie raid anyways, but we'll give him a good name. I kind of built that corner up just to see what it would look like. I'm not sold on this stripped log here over blue concrete. It kind of seems to dead end the concrete there. But I don't know as though I like the look of that more or less. Kind of think more. Let me know. Let me know in the comments. All three of you. Which log do you prefer? Do you prefer stripped oak as the corner piece there, or concrete? But as the sun sets, I think I'm gonna call this episode here. I'm gonna go get some more white concrete because I'm out of that, and just kind of fill things out a little bit more. But it's been quite the rambly episode. I'm not sure how much I'm gonna have to edit out of this. There was a lot of starting and stopping and moving around and whatnot, and I can sleep in the day if I want. But thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you in the next episode. Outro.